All right, Shalom, Yashrallah. This your brother Dawud Doc, coming back at you with this here truth again. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Rakak Kodash. Double honor to the apostles and elders, great millstone, and taught us this truth and never will. And salutation and much love for you, I can pushing this truth and sincerity over the four corners of the earth, and enduring afflictions to feed and edify the elect. So I want to jump into this here lesson real quick, which was kind of inspired by hearing about some of these things and coming up with some not coming up with having some conversations with some people over these things and saying, hey, some of the things that's important talking points over this here subject with this here guy is a lot of these things are, how do I say, predictively programming people to accept what's going to come into the future, just like with cancel culture. All right, when whoever the first person to get publicly canceled, all right, for whatever their thoughts or their ideas were, when people rolled with that, it went further and further and further and further. All right, to now you got the most bizarre, most bogus things. If you refuse to call a person a penguin or identify them as a penguin, you liable to get canceled. All right, you got these fake woke mobs and everything else like that talking about they're offended by all these different things. But hey, this is, once you allow one thing to happen, you allow the next thing to happen. Now, when it comes to this other guy, what's his we'll use his name, AJ. All right, the big you know, I forgot how to what's his name, his channel, InfoWars and everything else like that. This guy. One of the things about him, with the things that he was saying, for a long time, people have been able to speak their opinion about what things happen and so on and so forth, and even you know, uh, say things that either weren't true. All right, you had we could think about these people that was working for the government when it comes to certain things throughout your health. All right, they told you certain things one way. All right, then backtrack the other way. All right, they shut down economies and things like that just to open them back up later on and say, hey, that was the wrong move. But guess what? They weren't put in jail. They weren't fined a large amount of money. All right, they didn't have things taken away from them. All right, they just went on, oh well, we messed up or whatever, or they just doubled down on it, didn't even admit that they messed up or made the wrong call. But what these other people are showing us is, like I said, if you don't bow down to them, right, you even have some people, it's just like, they'll make up the most outrageous thing. All right, I know this guy in his stance, he's not going to try to address me as any kind of name, but come up with the most absurd thing just to say, hey, I'm offended because you don't call me a turtle or a penguin. And then this person don't really even feel like that. They just want to go and see this person canceled just because of the fact. But hey, that's them using that power that they have. All right. But one of the other things that you're seeing is, and people are getting away with is the fact, like I said, with AJ, all right, trying to charge him up to damn near $1 billion for his thoughts and his beliefs. All right. In this here scenario, we're going to read about Kanye, the fact that they making him take his money up out the bank. All right. And cancel him off of different platforms. All right. So, hey, and we know what this here subject is all about. All right. Now, you also have the guy, Kyrie Irving, who put a link to a video that he watched on I think it was on Amazon or something like that, pertaining about who our people were. All right, and then they go into the basketball press conference and ask him about that. He's like, look, why not just ask me about the game instead of asking me about this? Like, I shared what I had watched that night on whatever platform he did it on. But I just shared what I watched. I didn't promote it. I didn't do this and I didn't do that. How come it's that Amazon can actually rent this bad boy out and see this, show this thing and make money off of it, and they're actually promoting it, but I can't even just say what I put on there. I'm not a public, not a public, public official. I'm not a president or something like that. Hey, you all got to go do this or that. I'm just a basketball player, man. But we see how this is all shaping up when it comes down to this here topic. So this one here, I'm only read a little bit of this article. It says Kanye West bank J.P. Morgan Chase cuts ties with rapper. All right, it says the U.S. bank J.P. Morgan Chase has ended its relationship with Kanye West and his clothing brand Yeezy Inc. Although the decision predates the rapper and designer's recent controversies in which he wore a White Lives Matter T-shirt and shared racist conspiracy theories on an unaired interview. Now, they say racist conspiracy theories. What, the fact that we're the Israelites? How is that racist? But you have a whole group of people still in our identity. That's crazy, right? You have, hey, even on the lower level, you have people that's pretending to be whole quote unquote black people, man. You had that lady Rachel Dolezal, and not just her. You got other people like that as well too. All right, just claiming that they so-called black folks. You know what I mean? But hey, they can get around with these things, but yet and still, when we say who we really are, if any of these so-called black folks just say no, I'm not, Clayton Bigsby type people, they can get away with that. But yeah, you say you're Israelite, you identify as that, there's a problem. It says Candace Owens, the conservative U.S. commentator whom West has associated with in recent years, shared a letter from the bank dated September 20th on Twitter. The New York Times verified that the bank was ending its relationship with Yeezy LLC, but will maintain the account until November 21st to allow sufficient time to transfer the account. It says, we have previously criticized JP Morgan uh, leadership online and said that the bank would not give him access to the bank's chief executive, Jamie Dimon. And yeah, what a demon he is. It says West reported to the bank, uh, responded to the bank severing ties with him as he left at an event on Nashville on the 12th of October. Approached by Page Six, he said, "Hey, if you call somebody out for bad business, that means you're being anti-Semitic. I feel happy to have crossed the line of that idea so that we can speak openly about things uh, like getting canceled by a bank." Hey, yeah, if you call somebody out for doing bad business, and I keep equating this to just, you know what I'm saying? Let's just say you have if you're a so-called black person, right, and you ride, you call it Uber, and it's a so-called white woman that pick you up, right? Now she's drunk off her ass, right, and y'all get into a car accident, all right, and then you just, everybody's alive, but at the end all be all, you try to press charges on her in court, and you call her out in court. Hey, this lady got in the car. She was drunk as a skunk. I didn't know. She crashed the car. I got injured. I want compensation for these things. And then she can't at that point just say, hey, well, you're being a sexist, racist bigot for calling me out and trying to sue me. Like, well, no, it's not because you're a woman. It's not because you're a white woman. You know what I'm saying? It's just simply the fact that you was irresponsible getting behind the wheel of the car and decided to go and do Uber at the point in time. So, this is pretty much the akin to that. Hey, they can't be accused of doing bad business. They can't even be accused of, of owning everything when they have everything. And I said, speaking to somebody about this, like, well, what's the problem with saying that they own everything? I'm like, look, if you owned everything, right, and all the fruits of your businesses was just doing all phenomenal things, you opened up schools, and now, from, kindergarten through, let's say, fifth grade, right, you open up schools from there, and all the kids that graduated from that school all became geniuses, and they could just go into college and outperform the smartest people in the whole world just from kindergarten through fifth grade. You would want all the praise and the acknowledgement from running that. If you all kind of other things. If you had doctors and hospitals and things like that. Where every time a person go in, oh man, did we freeze? No, we good. Every time that they go in, they come back out. And they're perfectly cured. They no longer have diseases. They no longer have any ailments or anything else like that. So hey, if you had good product, all right, people would want that recognition. But now on the flip side, you know what I'm saying? You school people for what is that? 12 years or something like that. You go to school for 12 years, and after those 12 years, these kids don't know how to add 1+1. All right, they can't even identify their colors. Green, red, blue, purple. They can't identify. They can't even write their name on paper, man. Would you want to have your name associated with owning that school? Right? People wouldn't want the name of that business to be out. If every time you had a restaurant, every time people went to your restaurant, they got sick and they died. You wouldn't want your name associated with that, right? So, hey, this is the problem with saying that certain people own everything when they factually do own everything, right? Look at the fruits of all the things they own. They own all the media and everything else like that. Well, look at the product that the media is pushing out, man. You always see, certain two of the same sex people always kissing on TV, pushing and promoting that to the kids. All kind of demonic stuff in the cartoons. Listen to the music that they got playing out. All these different killing and hypersexualization in the music. All these different things coming from the media. Well, who owns all these record labels? Who owns all these radio broadcast stations? Who owns all these television companies and all these recording studios and things like that, man? All right, so hey, you see what happens. You see what happens when our people try to buy up these studios and try to educate our people with these different things. They turn those things down, man. All right, you have even not to say that this is a good channel, but PBS. All right, how come you don't have more channels like that, man? You got more channels showing twerking and bad behavior and drugs and killing and violence and all kind of things like that. You got people right now making money off of the Jeffrey Dahmer situation. And please believe you're going to have people that ain't never even known about that. That's going to go and try to be a copycat type thing and going to go do the same thing. All right. But then, how come you're not teaching people how to, create businesses or something else like that on open airwaves, man? All right. But this is what you have going on. All right. But like I said, man, you wouldn't want to be associated with owning these types of businesses if you look at the fruits of these businesses, and they all wicked. All right. So the point I wanted to grab was this next line. It says, he added that the richest black man in American history, that puts $140 million in J.P. Morgan. All right. Um, that was a unfinished statement, but nevertheless, they pretty much told him he had to get his money up out this here bank. Now, when you think about it from a business perspective, if you understand how banking and things work, you put your money into the bank and they are able to lend out, 10% of, or they have to have 10% reserves on hand versus, whatever. So let's say, you put $100, or you put $10 in the bank, right? They can pretty much loan out up to $100 off of that, something to that extent. So, and banks make money by, you putting your money in the bank and then them loaning that money back out. You know what I mean? And then, they make money off of those things, man. So, hey, think about this: $140 million. These people are willing to, granted, they got more money than that in the bank, but I'm just saying this is a large lump sum of money. This ain't like my damn bank account. Like, bro, we gonna close down your bank account. All right, fuck it. I'll take my little $25 and keep it moving. That ain't really doing shit anyway. It's probably costing you more money to hold my $25 than my $25 is worth. But $140 million, they're like, no, we got to get this up out of here. The point I wanted to grab with that is, let's go ahead and grab some scriptures real quick. Hey, the times that we coming into, all right, that this is how things are going to be shaping up. So like I said, man, you willing to sue people and take down their whole businesses and make them lose how do I say, not contracts, but lose business deals and things like that. All right, close down their bank accounts with large amounts of money in there. All right, just think about the time frame that we'll be coming into where well, let's go ahead and grab it. Matter of fact, let me grab this first. All right. This is Amos 8:11. It says, behold, the days come, saith Yahweh power, that I will send a famine in the land, not a famine of bread nor of thirst for water, but of hearing the words of the Lord. And we see that this prophecy is speaking loud and clear right now, man. All right, just let alone, tweeting the title of that their movie or that documentary, all right, in which most people probably hadn't even seen the damn thing, for them to be commenting on, oh, this is that. They don't know what the hell is in there, That's just like the old adage of I can because I got so much clout on my name as a New York bestseller author and everything else like that. What I can do is say I'm putting out this here new book, or I'm the best rapper alive, and I put out this new album, and then these critics is going, wow, this is the best album, the best book, this and that. Come to find out, you open up the book, you got a book with a whole lot of pages in there, but you open up the book, every page is empty. Or it's an album, you got the album art and the names of the titles of the songs on the back, but the album is actually blank, But it had old Pootie Tang, But you look at things like that, where it's just to the fact it's like, wait a minute, you see these things that's being said about this documentary or whatever it was. And like I said, most people probably hadn't even seen it. People that speaking on it, oh, it's this and that. But based off the title alone, I write from I forgot what it was called, from Negroes, or from Hebrews to Negroes, or something like that. But you get the concept, it's basically, the things that we be teaching our people about our history, all right, going into our history and everything else like that, But again, I hadn't seen it myself, but just knowing the, the premise of what it is, you know what I'm saying? It's like, you ain't got to watch the movie Titanic, but it's a movie about the Titanic. We're like, well, we know about this big ass ship that took this voyage and hit an iceberg and it sank. So I pretty much know what the movie is about, but I hadn't seen the movie. Right. So same scenario. All right. But for these people to say, oh, it was filled with this, it's filled with that, and so on and so forth. I'm like, well, I don't really know if the Titanic was filled with racist material, if the Titanic had bigotry or whatever in it. I just know the overall story about what's being told. And there was a big ass ship that went out in the water, it hit an iceberg and it sank. I know that part. But the fine details on the inside, I don't know. But nevertheless, you have these same people that, apparently it's a 3-hour long movie. These people weren't sitting there watching these things. But hey, just alone telling our people who they are, that's a problem. But ultimately, it's what? The Lord's word. So the Lord's saying, hey, I'm going to send a famine in the land, but a famine of hearing the words of, hearing these here words, hearing this here truth. It's going to come a point in time where this is all being cut off. All right. And look what we're seeing as far as these things shaping up, where people are losing their money. All right. So just think about that. This is being set for an example. All right, oh, we got to make an example out of these people. What we'll do, we'll sit there and cut all these business ties from you, meaning you ain't not going to be able to get a job. You're not going to be able to go do these different things. You're not going to be able to have money in your bank accounts. And we already know what kind of system they're trying to move towards. One that they can control all these things, man. All right, look at the Chinese social credit system, man. Oh, they don't like what you're talking about. You anti-government, anti this, talking about those things. We can just cut off your chip. All right, we can cut off your how do you say it? Your not availability, but your you able to access these things. Your access to all these things, man. All right, we can just cut all these different things off. You'll never even be able to use any of these things. So we see, how they doing this with certain people. Like they took what's his name, Farrakhan off the damn YouTube. They got your boy AJ up off of YouTube. They got Kanye, to where they bringing them off these different platforms and everything else like that. So hey, we know based off of having how do I say, polarizing opinions from what the mainstream is pushing. All right, we know what these things bring. All right, but let me go to. Just trying to get to the. Well, I guess I'll just read it on down. This is Matthew 10 and 6. We can start 17. Oh, we can start at 16. It says, "Behold, I send you forth as sheep in the midst of wolves, but be therefore wise as serpents and harmless as doves. But beware of men, for they will deliver you up to the councils, and they will they will scourge you in their synagogues, and ye shall be brought before governors and kings for my sake, for a testimony against them and the Gentiles." All right, for the Lord's sake. All right. So look, let me read that in NLT. It says, "You will stand trial before governors and kings because you are my followers." All right. So hey, this is basically what you have going on right now, man. All right, you have these different things for our opinions. All right, well, not our opinions, but just following the Lord. It says, "But this will be your opportunity to tell the rulers and other unbelievers about me." All right, but ultimately, hey, this is what you're seeing going on. Telling our people who they are has become an offense. All right, it says, "But when they deliver you up, take no thought how or what you shall speak, for it shall be given to you in that same hour what you shall speak. For it is not ye that speak, but the Spirit of your Father which speaketh in you." All right, let me just jump down to the point. Well, let me just two more verses. "And the brother shall deliver up the brother to death, and the father the child, and the children shall rise up against the parents and cause them to be put to death." And think about that in this point in time, with people that don't have, especially our people that don't have any, look at how they treating our people in the news and the media right now, man. You have the likes of Charlemagne and everybody else because he don't want to lose his job. He want to look good in front of these different people and everything, throwing his own people under the bus. Oh, this guy's a clown. This guy's doing this. This guy's doing that. This blah, blah, blah. I'm like, yo, seen another guy, DJ Academics, speaking on the same or on the Kyrie Irving situation. He was like, "Man, I don't want no types of this here fuckery. I don't want to deal with none of this, and that." I'm like, yeah, because look, these people putting this in money in your pocket. You don't want them to cancel you over these certain things. So, hey, man, you willing to even sell out your own brethren for these things, man, just for a bag, just for a check. What you don't realize is for a temporary game, man. All right, you'll sit here and turn your brother in today, and then they'll pull your card tomorrow. All right, you think you didn't got away, and you think that you found favor, Typically, it'd be like the Northern Kingdom that do that to our people, man. It's like, look, if we sit here and we shit on the Southern Kingdom, maybe Esau like us more than that. You know what I'm saying? But now you even have the Southern Kingdom doing it to the Southern Kingdom, man. All right, Judah doing it amongst Judah right about now, man. All right, but it says, "And you shall be hated of all men for my name's sake." We still good? Hold on, Salakia. Wait a minute. Matthew 10 and 22, "And you shall be hated of all men for my name's sake, but he that endureth to the end, the same shall be saved." All right. It says, verse 22, "And all nations will hate you because you are my followers, but everyone who endures into the end will be saved." So, hey, we're going to be hated because, wow, we're followers of the Lord, man. All right. For this here subject, this here topic, let me grab these other precepts. This is, we know about this as well, too. All right, Revelation 13, all right, and 16, and it calls it all right, or he required everyone, all right. He required everyone. So it says he causes all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or on their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell, save he that have the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. So now think about that. You know, they're cutting off ties, you know, even with your boy, I forgot his name, Andrew Tate or something like that. Apparently they didn't clipped his way of bringing in money through PayPal and certain things. That's another thing. They got something going on with PayPal where you make certain remarks that's against what their agenda is, you know, they can fine you up to $2,500. You know, we see what they're doing with the likes of Kanye. Hey, you're going to have to take your money about the bank. We no longer doing business with you. And then with AJ, they over there fining people up to $1 billion. So we see what's coming down the pipeline, man. All right. And this here technology is going to give them the means to do all these things, man. Oh, you've been preaching this and the algorithm picked you up and, you know, people reporting you and everything else on your videos and everything else like that. Every time your videos get flagged and stuff like that, man, please believe that these people wish that they can do the same thing, man. All right. Because, hey, look, the scripture is sharper than any two-edged sword. So it's piercing them. All right. Oh, man. Because, you know, I live this certain type of lifestyle and that what they preaching, I don't even want to hear that no more and everything else like that. So we want to, you know, just like these folks, you know, what this cancel culture is like, man. You say something that goes against whatever they believe, whether it's right or wrong, you know, like let's say for instance, somebody doesn't eat a certain food, right? They're allergic to a certain type of food. Oh, I don't eat this. You know what I'm saying? Oh, I can't believe them. I don't eat lettuce, right? You know, I'm allergic to lettuce. I don't eat lettuce. Oh, I can't believe these people over here eating lettuce. We got to cancel. This guy has the nerve to eat lettuce on a burger. How come he can't just be like me? This is how stupid things are getting right about now, man. Instead of just like, well, you don't eat it, that's on you. You know what I'm saying? That ain't got shit to do with me. Just don't feed me the lettuce, and we'll be all right. But hey, this is how people are getting to the point right about now, man. We're willing to go ahead and cancel these folks out. All right. Um, Revelation 3 and 10. It says, because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I will also keep thee from the hour of temptation, which shall come upon all the world to try them that dwell upon the earth. And now, granted, you're going to get into even harder times of Jacob's trouble, but we see how things are shaping up. Now, take note to, you know, the likes of Nick Cannon versus Kanye, right? Nick Cannon pretty much said the same thing, was going into this here information, and they started pulling his card, and what'd you see happen with him? Sitting down with these people and apologizing and all these different things is going on, and he's right back on TV. All right. Now, when it comes to you, all right, what are you going to do in this point in time, man? They bring you up, play your videos in court and everything else like that, and cancel you and all these different things. What's going to happen at that point in time, man? All right, you see what's going on already on a high, you know, on a higher level. How much more when it comes down to a lower level, man? Oh, well, we done turned off your chip. You know, you can't do this and that because of your political beliefs. We got you an algorithm, the videos you be watching, and everything else like that, man. All right, you know, hey, you can either fold and conform to this here system, or maybe you've already, obviously, you know, you weren't really in this here thing if you take this here chip. But hey, you know, you may have already conformed to these things. But look, how much more you think you can conform to this here program, and they don't cut off your chip anyway? All right, so hey, you know, it's best to just be faithful unto death, man. All right, but nevertheless, this is going to be the point where you know it's either going to be how they say do or die, man. All right, you know, or you know, you got to stand on what you believe. All right, because hey, we see was you know being prepared. Today is them, tomorrow is you. All right, if they can get such a big fish like that with that kind of money, they showing you that you don't got $140 million in the bank. All right, now you know, if they would do this to them, how much more are you? They're like, well, we ain't really missing, like I said, your little $2,500 in the bank, $25 in the bank, whatever you got in the bank. You know, so we're not really missing. You always overdrawing anyway, man. We'd be better off not having you in our bank to begin with, man. All right. Hey, let these Visa and MasterCard cut you off. Now you can't pay none of your bills and everything else like that. You lose everything else like that. You know, all of a sudden you kicked out on the side of the road. All right. This is come on, having a little technical difficulties here. All right, but we'll just there we go. We'll close out after this, but Revelation 2 and 10 it says, "Fear none of those things which thou shalt suffer. Behold, the devil shall cast some of you into prison, that you may be tried, and you shall have tribulation 10 days. Be thou faithful unto death, and I will give thee a crown of life." All right, and so hey, this is the mindset that you have to have, man. Be faithful unto death, man. No matter what's brought before you, no matter what you have to go through, hey, you know, the Lord has given us we got plenty of great examples, but how much more, like I said, to all you people that's thinking about this here materialistic stuff, the carnal things of this here world, you got somebody that's super proud like Kanye that's always talking about how he the richest black man and this and that and all these different things, and I married the woman of my dreams in my life, and I got all this fashion, I've got all these different things, all the things of the materialistic things that he done bragged about. Guess what? They're all gone. His woman is gone. His family is gone. His clothing empire, shoes empire, everything like that is gone. They're taking his music off these here platforms. All right, his status, his wealth status is gone. All right, all these things is gone. And for the most part, I ain't really been listening too much onto what he got going on, as a up to date type scenario. But hey, it seems like he was just standing 10 toes down on what he believed in, man. All right, so hey, if he does these things and he's that proud and connected to his materialistic things, man. Hey, the scripture said, "Arise, you depart, for this is not your rest." All right, it's polluted, it'll destroy you. Most people, that type of stuff would destroy them. Oh man, I done lost $140 million, or they made me take my money out the bank. I can't make no more money. My pride is all tarnished. My fame is all tarnished. They calling me crazy. They done lost my old lady and all these things. Most people would turn their back on these things, man. So hey, the Lord gave us a great example with somebody that had all these different things. Like, yo, if somebody like Kanye, how long you been in the truth, man? How long you been out on the highways and the byways? How long you been believing on these things, man? Now all of a sudden Kanye just decided to come up into these things and just found out about these things, and then look, so far, you know what I'm saying? We see him so-called standing 10 toes down on these things, man. So how much more you should be built up in the faith over these things, man? All right, and we know that these things are coming. This is what we prophesy about, man. All right, but now you're starting to see it come to pass. So hey, don't be how do I say, don't be surprised when you see these things come to pass, or things like this may happen to you. We see the systems being set up all the way around us, all right, to do these things unto us, man. All right. But I'm gonna go ahead and close out with that. Lord willing, the elect was edified with this here lesson. Until next time, I say, call halal Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shah, Bahashim, Rakakudash. Double honor to the apostles and elders, a great millstone, and taught us this truth and ever will. And salutation, much love for you. I can pushing this truth and sincerity over the four corners of the earth and enduring afflictions to feed and edify the elect. Until next time, I say, stay strong. Shalom.